guys? We're back with our second podcast. 3, but it's going to be second.
We'll call it a second.
Yeah, we'll call it the second. We got Eladio today. He's a local buddy of ours. He's a local shop owner and business owner. Yeah. And we support small business minorities.
Sounds about right.
Keep it brown.
What's the name of the shop?
Selena's Muffler, located in Selena's.
That's crazy. We're already sponsored.
For real.
Yeah.
Free oil changes.
What do you offer there?
All type of mechanical work, exhaust work, custom stuff.
Hey, you come in broken.
You leave broken.
It stays out. Man, we're gonna have another show of pretty much just talking about whatever. You know? We got a lot to talk about. You want to start off with tinfoil time?
I guess we'll start off with
Mr. Conspiracies. You know?
Hey, so what do you guys think about all the UFOs stuff going around?
Let them answer. Nah.
I know that's just pretty crazy though, right? Like with the first one, it was kind of weird. We were kind of talking about it last week. Like it's kind of weird that they let it travel all across the United States until it got to Atlantic Ocean before they shoot it down. And this one, the second one, they're just like, fuck it, let's just shoot it, right?
There's a total of 4
well, this is technically
now.
The third one.
Fourth.
There's four.
Now.
But what I'm saying, the one that they just shot down, that's the third one.
No, there's a fourth one.
one.
Wait, which ones am I missing then here?
The last one?
The last one?
Well, I know the one that we shot down over by Florida.
Oh, you shot it down. I didn't know you were there.
I said, all of damn.
Yeah, Jesus came hard with the jumps this time.
I know, Jesus, bro, you're gonna leave darker after the roast.
I gave him that confident boost.
Well, I know that they're talking about there's another one over the Middle East now, right? Yeah. Supposedly, or they have information on it.
But just in the U.S., the fourth one down. But
well, let's get to the nitty gritty, right? Do we think it's UFOs or do we actually think it's fucking balloons? Like, bleep that out.
Well, remember that UFOs are unidentified aircrafts. We can't identify what they are.
Right. But I think
aliens, I guess.
You got conspiracy theorists thinking it's actual aliens. You know what I mean? Not like you, me, and Eladio, and you're kind of lighter than us, but you know what I mean? Like you could pass.
I still consider myself Caquita Brown, you know?
No, but honestly though, if you're on TikTok and they're talking about it, everybody's like, "Oh, balloon, weather balloon, or something else." Like there's that one guy.
Oh yeah, but a lot of people are thinking it's aliens because they see UFO right away, but they don't see this unidentified spacecraft or whatever it is.
Well, since this is your segment, what do you think it is?
What I think it is there's a lot more something. They're hiding something. Just like they put UFOs out in the news to hide what's actually going on behind scenes. I haven't been able to find it yet, but when I do, we'll talk about it next week.
They're hiding something. I just don't know what it is.
Yet. It's just what happened with when the Tate brothers went to jail.
Oh man, we're still on that one. They're gone.
I'm just saying, it's the same thing.
Yeah, they're gonna end up killing them in the jail.
Yeah, but it's the same thing. They went to jail.
He's gonna get Epstein.
And what happened? And what happened the next day? Chase Bank paid off a settlement, and nobody talked about it, right?
I mean, yeah, but it's also kind of one of those things where it's like, is it just like everything just kind of happens?
It's just they throw news out there so they could hide what's actually going on.
You ever seen the movie The Number 23 with Jim Carrey?
No.
No?
I don't watch that many movies.
Bro, let me tell you something. Jesus is the guy from that Jim Carrey played. So in The Number 23, right? The movie revolves around the number 23, where he starts basically finding the number 23 in every aspect of his life, right? His address is, let's say it's a certain number, whatever, all added together, it adds up to 23, right? His birth year, if you take all the numbers and you add them together, it's 23, Oh, and all these events, right? So this is Jesus right here, where he's like,
23.
Aliens. You know what I mean?
Except for 23 is aliens.
The government. It's just...
Hey, just a lot more stuff out there than just...
That's why you will hold the crown for tinfoil time. Forever and always.
Crowns are getting made.
Mm-hmm. But honestly, no. But you know what? there's a lot of stuff out there that we just can't really put together, or make a good I guess
Yes.
summarization of everything. You know what I mean? Like you were also going to talk about the fires going on in
Oh, in Ohio with all the chemical there, it's the big cloud. They're saying, oh, it's a big storm. In reality, it's not. It's actually killing animals. People are,
hydrochloric acid that's being rained
That shit's
down
Yeah.
from the
crazy, dude.
fire
and
of
it's
some
raining
chemical
down.
fire going down. I honestly didn't know about it until you sent the link.
The last time that happened, I think it happened in Pennsylvania. They had to clear out the whole town. But
And
the difference
this-
was that time it didn't catch on fire. This time it did.
Yeah, and this time they're saying, oh, don't worry, nothing's gonna happen. And then
Hydrochloric acid.
They're
In the rain.
they're arresting reporters. Are actually trying to report about this. They're getting arrested for even trying to go and report about it.
They're gonna find your ass. That's all I know, bro.
It's all right, I'll take you with me.
We're gonna, hey, blur his face out and make it go. My name is Jesus.
Hey, but back to the balloon thing though. It's to me what kind of like it was kind of weird is that the United States tries to be like hella diplomatic, right, with all their like foreign affairs. They're always they tread carefully, right, like super careful when it comes to like shit like that with like the first balloon. Why all of a sudden with the like second, third, fourth balloon or unidentified object do they have like the balls to be like, let's shoot the shit down right now?
I feel like that's kind of an easy answer though, if you think about it, right? Because
Hey,
they got reamed for responding so late the last time, right? So what's the obvious next step to do if you spot another one? You take that thing down. You're not gonna wait, and then they're gonna really think you're weak. You got all these Republicans that are like calling Biden weak, and then all of a sudden he's responding super quick to this next one. I mean, it makes sense.
All I gotta say is, if you guys want to learn more about this, look up Project Bluebeam. That's all I gotta say.
Mike,
Don't get him started on that one.
drop the mic, bro. Drop the mic.
It's a big thing.
Man, you gotta elaborate on Project Bluebeam here because I'm not as tinfoil timey as you are. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people aren't. That are
We'll get it to next episode about it.
He's got to Google it. All right, that's
no,
fair.
that's just too much to talk about. And Project Bluebeam has been around for quite some time.
All right. Well, the thing that I was talking with my lady about was kind of weird because there's this Navy sergeant who he was a pilot also, and they were doing what's it called when exercises off the Pacific coast with the Navy, and all of a sudden a UFO appeared on the radar. But the thing is that the UFO that appeared on the radar would disappear. Like they would see it disappear, and the United States radars aren't capable enough to track it, and they tried to lock onto them with the missiles, and it was just kind of weird because like this time like they were able to shoot it down like hella easy. It just didn't make sense.
Yeah.
According to that Navy sergeant report,
Yeah,
that was kind of weird to me.
But I saw that when Joe Biden was making off topic of a whole different topic.
Hold on. Before you get off topic, off topic here, I know that the one that they just shot down was the size of a small car. Is that what they're saying? Right. And it was like it wasn't moving that fast. It couldn't steer. Right. So we know that much.
Mhm.
Right. But then you also you see this is one of the interviews that they're doing with one of the people for the White House. I don't know. He's a military guy. Don't expect me to remember things, but. He was talking. It's a cylindrical shaped object, and that's where everybody started getting all their assumptions: cylindrical shaped, metallic object, yada yada, about the size of a car. And I think that's where all the conspiracies come from, because then they're like, well, that's weird, but then it's like they shot it down quick, and then you see the actual one, like the actual video, the Tic Tac video that everybody talked about for the Navy or whatever.
Yeah,
You remember
that's
that
the one
one?
I'm talking about.
And that thing's zooming all over the place, and it's just like it's like. It's probably some kind of freaking balloon again.
Probably.
Well, like I said,
But then Jesus puts on his crown.
UFO doesn't mean aliens all the time.
Yeah.
It's something that they can't identify.
Yeah, it's something they can't know what it is. They shut it down, and to what they're saying, they haven't even gone and recovered the other stuff.
Yeah. It gets complicated. That's all I know.
Hey, all I know is if there's a draft, I'll be sending you guys postcards, man, because I'm gonna be like, hey, I'm cross-eyed. I don't know who I'm shooting at.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna pull a Donald Trump, but I'm like, I got flat feet, dog. I can't be on them too long, dog. Check them out.
I'll make sure I go in hella sleepy, and I'll be like, fuck.
Hey, but
Hey, do you want me to shoot
getting
my
to that
partner or
topic,
not? You know?
you saw when Joe Biden said, I think it was yesterday or 2 days ago in the speech, saying he warned all Americans to get out of Russia. And he said, if we have to go to war, we will. And everybody started clapping except the generals and anyone in the military and Navy. They were literally not nobody in that little area was clapping. They were just serious and sitting down.
Bro, that's like when my mom volunteered me for my cousin's quinceañera, bro. Everybody's like, oh yeah, Tony can do it.
Can he?
I'm too fat for this, bro.
Hey, so the last episode we were talking about how Tony was complaining how he looked fat in the video.
Oh yeah, he told me
because he
we're
was
black.
wearing white. So
We're black.
Hey, we just didn't plan this.
Hey, do we look slimmer, people?
Something funny. There's a reason why I didn't want to wear my sweater. 'Cause, it's the same thing Jesus wears.
Hey, you guys are hella cute together, though.
Hey,
Hey,
don't be
Eladio,
jealous, don't be
Eladio, we
jealous
gotta tell
now.
everybody how we know each other. We used to work together, right? Eladio, I invited Eladio because, well, he's
I
just
yelled at
goofy.
you on Sunday.
Well, yeah, but I actually told him, a few days before I ran into you, I was like, hey, we need to bring Eladio on because whenever he's next to Jesus, bro, it's a whole other vibe.
Tony, I guess gets jealous.
Oh, I get you. I got my chonchito right here, bro. You know?
All of a sudden.
We had to pair you two up, you know.
We had a time when me and Tony worked together and we both had a fat Jesus. You remember that?
Anyways, on today's news.
hey, I ain't gonna lie, that fool has a majestic mullet.
Who? Oh man, the Jesus. We got, bro. So being Mexican, clearly, we know multiple Jesuses. Sorry, to my white folks, a lot of Jesuses. You know, I had a lady correct me one time. Swear to God, bro. I was like, oh, my buddy Jesus. You mean Jesus? My bad, lady.
Oh, bro, that happened to me.
My bad.
That happened to me.
My bad. And she's probably thinking, there's only one Jesus. Oh my God, I blew
guess we
my
all had
mind.
a Jesus there.
Yeah, wait, Jesus, way. Chuchito. You know, we can go with Chuchito all day long. You know, but yeah.
But I'm sitting next to a chuchote.
Oh,
dude, that happened to me at work.
What?
Because I introduced myself as Omar, and then the lady's like, "Are you Hispanic?" And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "It's Omar." Okay.
Well, me being Tony, bro, I get all the time. Is it Anthony? Nah, bro, it's Tony. They're like, what?
Antonio?
Yeah. People ask me all the time, like, why is it Tony? I was like, I don't know. Maybe my mom couldn't spell Anthony, bro. Tony's 4 letters. Just keep it easy, you know? I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, like just this last weekend, yeah, my name's Tony. It's not Anthony. I'm like, bruh, I just told you it's Tony. You want me to pull out my license? I'll show you. What? Do you need to verify me some way, somehow? Check my Facebook, dog.
It says SRT Tony.
Oh, that's Instagram. No, that's a ladybug.
That's a ladybug.
The ladybug 831. You know. And then yours is kind of all over the place.
Africano?
No, his Instagram name.
It's just Jesus _2012 direct.
Yeah, Jesus _
How's that all over
2012.
the place? It's a simple thing.
I can't remember that. And then there's Eladio, so
Then,
leaves muffler shop.
Pretty much.
That sounds like a personal problem, Tony.
Oh my God, bro. What? Well, we were also going to talk about some kind of ghost stories, right? We're going to start off with Eladio because he's haunted.
I'm haunted?
Your shop?
Well, my shop was haunted.
Oh, my boy Sage that thing.
They took a pastor over there.
Yeah,
He said,
turn off the lights.
Padrecito, hay alguien en mi negocio.
I didn't sage it, but my mom did sage it.
Your mom exercised
Pretty much. I got the shop maybe 2 years ago.
Uh-huh.
And when I first started getting there, and I would close late, and pretty much I would hear stuff dropping inside the shop. And the shop's not too big, but like literally, I'll hear like someone throwing tools down, and then I was tripping out because always around like 5:30, one of the doors will kind of creep down slowly, always at a certain time. And I never thought of it, and then I was like, I never thought of it being haunted until people would ask me, like, hey, do you ever hear el difuntito inside there? And I was like, nah. And then I guess it started, I don't know if it has anything to do with your head or anything like that. And I started thinking about it more, and I started feeling it more. and then one time, I remember because I was with my chick, and we went to my uncle's house, and I was telling him about it. And we started drinking. And I guess I started talking about it more. And it started coming out more. And then
hey, the ghost's like, oh, he knows I'm here. He knows
Let's fuck around more.
And pretty much my chick told my mom. And when I realized the next day, my mom got there with my suegra, and they had like a water bottle. And yeah, pretty much. And flowers, and they started fucking throwing agua everywhere.
Hey,
I'm like,
oh, shit. Hold on, no, I'm not ready. Hey, bro, all I'm saying is, bro, if I was haunting a place and you were there, I'd be hella mad because I know you'd be grubbing like a hog, bro. And as a ghost, you know that ghost is like, damn, this fool has a charito for 4 days in a row. I'm pissed, bro. Like, I'd be hella mad, bro. The ghost is probably like, this fool's on his 4 chile verde burrito, bro. And I'm over here just watching him. I'm gonna drop his tools, bro.
Nvidia.
Fuck the snap-on shit.
And then you show up with your beers and your homies, and he's like, "Oh, you think you bad with your modelos, huh? I miss my modelos. I miss my Budweiser." What do they think? Who do you think was haunting the place?
I don't know. Maybe the owner that was there. Because what happened was he had a horrible accident.
Oh damn!
And he passed away young.
Wasn't it called Mario?
No, Mario's the other guy. This
Okay.
one's name was George.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. So this he had a horrible accident. So
Well,
unexpected.
bro, how did that just left turn right here, right now? You know what I mean? We're talking about ghosts. Yeah, Mario's like, really, dog.
I'm not even dead yet.
Not even Mario. What's the other guy? He's like, I'm right here, bro. It's just
Not
kinda
dead
cool.
yet.
I know the boy follows you around,
Pretty
trying
much.
to keep you safe. You know,
Pretty much.
that's crazy. No, man. I mean, I don't know about you. You ever had any ghost stories? You got anything?
No. I mean,
But
Not
conspiracy
really.
theories, Project Blue Beam's
Yeah,
all real, but not aliens,
but-
not ghosts.
I haven't encountered anything bad.
I wouldn't mess
I
with you
mean,
either, bro.
just like today, I was at the shop by myself, and I hear boxes dropped out of nowhere, and I'm like, what the hell? But for me, it's just like maybe they were placed bad and they dropped. That's what that's the way that I see
Hey, bro,
it.
Saul used to
Man.
think that the Fort Ord shop was haunted.
I don't know about that.
Dude, the only crazy thing that's ever happened was it was me and Hungya, right? So me and Hungya were hanging out. We're done for the day. We're just chopping it up. And then all of a sudden, the tire machine, right? We had the tire machine in the middle. And then there was the hose to the cheetah or whatever. And then we're talking normal. And it just hangs over. So there's nothing you can really do. It just stuck on the hook. And then it just flops when it makes a loud bang on the thing. And we looked at each other. And Hung's like looking at me. And I'm like, Doc, did you? And he's like, bro, I'm right here. I'm like, what? So I told Saul about it. He's like, yeah, bro, like, you get kind of weird vibes, especially when you're alone at the shop, Like, on the weekends, he'd come in and do whatever. He's like, but I never really pay attention to it. And it's old Fort Ord, so this is just like, the whole area is kind of creepy.
Yeah,
It's got some weird...
Someone probably died in there.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Were you there the one time we went to the old hospital and went ghost
Mm.
hunting?
We did do
Yeah.
that. Okay.
I stepped on a fucking nail. I was scared about getting whatever.
Okay. So it was like a group of like how many were we? Like 9,
10,
12?
10 or 12.
Whatever, bro. So where we live, there used to be it's an old military base, like an open military base now. It's called Old Fort Ord. They're building on it now, but we decided, a group of us dumbass kids, we were like what, 20 maybe?
middle school
Yeah,
days or
we were
something.
young.
Yeah, bro, we were young, so we all decided to go into one of these abandoned buildings, and they were like 3 stories high.
Yeah.
And so where you go, it's just like a big land and a bunch of random empty buildings. So we walk in and we decided to go on second floor.
Second floor, because you guys,
Second
nobody
floor.
wanted to advance to the third floor. 'Cause we
Bro,
were starting to hear
mind you,
stuff.
like there's random boarded up windows and like the place is completely empty,
Trash.
just decrepit as hell, right? It's just creepy looking in general. So we walk up second floor, and we're walking, and we hear a noise, right?
Yeah.
We hear some kind of noise, and then all of a sudden we just hear
The third
running
floor.
towards us, and we're dipping, bro. Everybody's running into each
Hey,
other.
not
Every
you
man
guys-
for
I
himself.
was just right there trying to see. I was like, what the fuck is that
Jesus
noise?
is like,
But you know what caused that? 'Cause,
Huh.
Lil Brian went with us, no?
Yeah.
uh-huh.
He threw a fucking spray can upstairs, up one of the stairs.
But that was before.
That's why that was like right after though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember something, and then we were like, we're all walking, and we were in a hallway, right? We're like
Yeah,
before the
we were in a
stairs.
hallway,
or
yeah, we were in a
something?
hallway. We went towards the end of the hallway, and we came back, and we went upstairs, and then that's where we started hearing footsteps and shit.
Bro, that was the
And
trippiest
noises,
part.
yeah, noises
It wasn't
like
even.
upstairs.
Someone was charging at us.
Either, you know what I was thinking? Either there was a homeless sleeping up
That's
there.
what everybody kind of came to the conclusion.
But nobody wanted to go check.
Bro,
so.
what kind of homeless guy sleeps in a
And we
creepy
didn't
ass?
have, our dumbasses didn't take flashlights.
No way,
Yeah,
bro.
we're just like, well, the whole experience was to experience the haunted place we went to. That's the reason we didn't take flashlights.
Bro, we went in there with hopes and
I
prayers,
could have
bro.
gotten gangrenitis or whatever that shit is when you step on like something with rust.
what? Tetanus?
Yeah, that,
Bro, we
shit.
like,
that shit hurt.
he said gingritis. My man inventing diseases.
Yeah.
Hey, tomorrow's gonna be an official disease because of you, bro.
Hey, no, but
There you go.
when I used to work at the hospital in Santa Cruz, when I first started there, I was a housekeeper, and my shifts were the midnight shift, so from like 11 to 7 in the morning,
Mhm.
and I would clean the ORs. And one time, I was walking by. There's these special ORs operating rooms called cath labs where they do like heart procedures and stuff like that. Dude, I heard people laughing inside one of the rooms, and I was like, "Oh shit, I have to clean. Let me check if there's anyone in there, and I'll clean it right now because it's less creepy." There was no one there. All the lights were off. I was like, "What the fuck?" I go inside and I check. There's no one there. I come back outside. As soon as I close the door, I hear laughing. I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" I open the door again, and it sounds like a little kid laughing. I fucking closed the door and fucking just dipped. I didn't even clean it that night.
Hey,
It was like at 3 in the morning too.
Hey, tell that story with that one little lady that came in, and you called me about it. You thought she was possessed.
Oh, dude. Hang on. We're having some technical
I think we're
difficulties.
talking about ghosts and things that are happening.
Bro,
Mm.
I know.
'Cause, that's
So,
weird.
this was in Santa Cruz again. So, I took a patient to one of the CAT scan rooms, and she was 20 years old, about 20 years old, maybe 90 pounds, 100 pounds, tiny little thing, like 4'11". And she was crying the whole time, like if she was scared. This like a really soft voice. We get her onto the CT table, we strap her down, and the CT machine starts going in. Mind you, it's myself, the CT tech, some older dude called Doug. He's like 6'5", probably like 300 pounds, so big ass burly dude, you know. And a CNA that's watching the patient. So we start sliding her into the CT room, and then all of a sudden she fucking sits up. She's like, "What the fuck are you doing to me?" Deep ass voice. I can't do it because my voice is not deep. Deep.
Do the thing, do the thing.
Ready? What the fuck are you doing to me? Let me go.
Yeah, so that's what happened. Dude. That shit was crazy. That shit was crazy as fuck, man.
Oh,
Yeah, the CT thing was like, "Hey, get her the fuck off my table. Take her back. Take her back. It's fucking scary."
dude, when I was younger, my parents bought a house. Right, this is before '08, so they ended up losing it when I was younger. But they bought a house, and we ended up moving to Santa Cruz. This is when I moved to Santa Cruz, and so
That's why he got no nickname.
and so my mom ended up renting the house out to this guy, you know, and they were renting rooms or whatever. So the guy calls my mom and he's like, "Hey, I have the rent," right? And my mom's like, "All right, cool, I'll pick it up this weekend or whatever." And so the guy goes, "Hey, quick question: is this house haunted?" And mind you, it was a brand new house, right? So we were the first owners. It was a brand new house up in Seaside, and the guy goes, "Yeah, no, there's some weird stuff going on." I guess that night before, he told my mom that he heard someone run up the stairs at like 2, 3 in the morning. Just run up the stairs, and knock on one of the ladies' doors. The lady opens the door and there's no one there. And mind you, like growing up in the house, not growing up, we were there for a few years though, but at one point, I got my own room, but everything was carpeted upstairs, right? So the whole house was carpeted actually. And so I had the room to the corner of the house facing the street, and I would always feel like how you can hear footsteps on carpet?
Yeah.
Like the floor doesn't creak, but you can hear like the brushing of the carpet. And I would always hear footsteps come around my bed, and I always felt like somebody was staring at me, bro. And I couldn't sleep for the longest time. I couldn't sleep because I just felt like people were like somebody was staring over me while I slept. And I would tell my mom like, "Hey, this house is weird," and my sister had some incidences there, and just a bunch of random stuff. And then when the guy called and asked my mom, I was like, "I told you about the house. I told you the house was weird." Ooh, we got some babies waking up.
Kind of trip me out for a little bit.
Hey,
Uh-huh.
but with the same thing, I now remember me and my brother one time in the apartments where I used to live. Remember the clinic?
Yeah.
Okay, right
Oh,
there.
y'all were right on top of the clinic.
Yeah,
Ooh.
right there. It was just one night. It was like everybody was out partying. My parents went to a party and everything. It was literally just me and my brother.
She stopped moving, bro.
It was just me and my brother, and we were playing video games. We turned off both the lights. We were playing PS3, and literally nobody in the house. It's dark. We had a hallway. And it was dark, and we were playing video games. And next thing I noticed is in the corner of my eye, I see someone like staring at us like this. I kept ignoring it. And I kept on seeing like someone until I hear like a footstep, like he got closer, and I saw like red eyes. I was like, "What the fuck?" I looked, and I looked at my brother. I was like, "You seen that?" He's like, "Yeah." My brother like didn't want to get up right there. I was like, "Fuck it." I got up, turned on the lights. I hear like someone was running away and disappeared.
Well,
But yeah, that apartment. When I was there alone, and for sure, if I went to the bathroom, I would start hearing shit like there was people outside. I would open the door, nobody there.
yeah, y'all were right on top of the clinic,
Yeah.
though. That's the crazy part.
They probably
think-
left a little chunito in there.
he's he can say that. He can say that. Dude, one of the craziest things that ever happened. Actually, my sister has stories, and I don't want to tell him because I feel like I'll tell him wrong. But she's had so many things happen to her, right? But one of the things that happened where I can actually corroborate on this my parents were all over the place, so we moved to Vegas for like a few months. Hated living in Vegas as a kid. I'm sure as an adult it's a blast. But anyway, we moved to Vegas. We were renting out an apartment, and the apartment always felt weird, right? And so we were, I slept in the living room. My sister had a room, and my parents had a room. So when my sister was in her room one time, me and my sister both got the new chocolate phones. We had like the second gen chocolate phones, the ones with the little thing you can spin, So she was messing around with the video camera on it, and she had a bear, bro. And I still remember. I wish we could find the video. We lost the phones. Everything got lost, but she had the bear in her hand, and she was recording. She's like, "This is my teddy bear," And she showed me the video, and she's like, "This is my teddy bear," and she goes, "Look at it, look at it." And in the background, you hear like a kid. You hear someone just go, "Fuck you," and then just laugh, bro. Hella crazy. The crazier part is we didn't know about it. She didn't know about it until we moved back to town. We came back to Seaside, and she was going through the phone, and she's like, "Dude, you gotta check this out." Mind you, she was like 9 at the time. She's like, "You gotta check this out." So she plays it for me, bro. Clear as day, you can hear it, bro. It just goes, "Fuck you," and then it laughs. It goes, like hella crazy over my sister's voice, and my sister was freaked out. And I was like, "Bro, like when I would sleep in the living room, I always felt like because in the living room there's like a corner wall, and I was like, I always felt like somebody was like peeking through, and I would just like, I'm freaking crazy, this heat sucks, I'm just bugging out." But no,
It's
dude,
because
like,
I don't know. I feel like the more you pay attention to it, the more it gets you. That's.
I think that's what it is, bro. Because I was like,
Because-
whatever.
Yeah.
Like, at this point, I was already used to the old house.
So yeah, I don't know if you guys ever encounter whenever you fall asleep and you feel something falls on top
Oh,
of you.
let
Yeah,
me
dude.
tell you about
And-
Something posy or
that.
something.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
sleep paralysis,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Have you
So,
ever had that?
Yeah, one time I was so
Oh.
tired
Thank you.
that I literally I was barely trying to close my eyes and I imagined something fall on me. I guess couldn't. My brother told me I was mumbling. But I literally in my mind I was screaming like, "Hey, help me! Like I can't move."
Oh, bro,
Right.
my man was fighting his inner Ronald McDonald's demon.
Bruh.
But yeah,
Dude, my
my-
cousin,
Wait.
my cousin had that.
Bro,
my
look-
brother just kept on
I-
telling me that I was mumbling. Like
I've had it 3 times in my life. Right, first time I was at the house on Waring.
Okay.
Right, so I was in my
Hey,
room.
that house.
No, that was just
No?
fine. No, I had
No.
never had any issues, but this was a crazy thing. So I was sleeping. I still remember, bro. I was sleeping. I was trying to sleep on my side, right? And all of a sudden, I'm like, I felt myself falling asleep, but not like I was awake.
Yeah.
But what's crazier is as you start to kind of go into this weird state, I guess, right?
Yeah.
You start feeling like tingles all over your body, like you're having like electricity going through your body. It's crazy. It's so hard to explain, but just feel it all. And it starts at the legs and it kind of like travels up. And this happened like, all the time. Were the 3 times that it happened. But when it fully happened, my whole body was just like electrified. And I felt pressure like fingers on my chest.
Yeah.
And I was on my side. I still remember this. I was on my side and somehow I ended up on my back. And I look and I just see like the shadow, right? And I can't make anything. It's just a shadow.
Yeah,
I'm
that's what it is.
freaking out. But the one thing that I remember the most about the first experience was my heart felt like it was gonna beat out of my chest, bro. Like I could feel my heart just pounding, and I'm like freaking out because I think that's where all the fear comes from. Is like you literally feel like your heart's about to blow out of your
Yeah.
chest, and I'm like freaking out, and I couldn't move, and I was just like, I don't know what I ended up. I was like chanting or something, like trying to like focus,
Yeah.
and then I finally just snapped out of it. But the craziest one that happened to me, bro, is when I was living in Sand City, right? So I woke up in the middle of the night one time, and I was in an apartment facing the street, right? We had the window, and then next to us was a mobile home. It's the only mobile home in that area, but they wouldn't move. They were pretty much grandfathered in. But I woke up to ambulance lights and the sound of a fire truck, and I'm like, "Fuck, these crackheads are at it again." Swear to God. And so I'm like, whatever, bro. And I try to go back to bed, and then it happened, bro. The electricity thing, but this time it was like quick.
Yeah.
There was like no onset. It was just like bang.
It's depending how tired you are.
But let me tell you, bro. This is where it gets trippy. So I'm staring at these lights. I can't move. I'm like freaking out. And then there's like a shadow in my room. And then I ended up just kind of like focusing on my breathing. But it felt like forever, right? And I'm like freaking out. Heart's about to beat out of my chest. And somehow I finally snap out of it. But when I snap out of it, I guess I fell asleep. But I still remember because I was staring at these lights. And I would have brushed it off as a dream, but so I used to work downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Rented the apartment upstairs. I'd literally walk downstairs. I'm at work. I was talking to my boss, and he goes, "Man, you'll never believe what I just heard." I'm like, "What happened?" He goes, "The neighbor next door in the mobile home, her grandchildren were like tweaks. I guess one dude was tweaking out, stabbed her away, sent her to the hospital." And I'm like, "No way." I'm like, "Did she make it?" And he's like, "She's critical condition. Last I heard, a couple days later, she passed away." And I'm like, bruh.
You witnessed a murder.
Bro, I don't know what I witnessed, bro. But all I know is I still remember because I can, if I like think back at it, bro, I can still like picture the lights in the room. And it's so trippy, bro. Freaked me the hell out. Freaked me out.
My 3 experiences I ever had. It's been a while, but the last one, I literally, what I remember was turning and I literally felt something like it fell when I finally got out of it, but I felt like something got off me, bam, slam on the floor, and I woke up, nothing there.
Dude,
I was just,
that-
that everything was dark, but it just feels so real.
that stuff's trippy, bro. Because I just remember the shadows, and then the first one, I feel like there was like two shadows, and it's just that one was the hardest one to remember because it kind of happened, but I didn't know what the hell was happening.
Yeah.
And I told my mom, and Mexicans, se te subió la muerte, mijo. She goes, ponte a orar. And I'm like, bro, I don't know no prayers. I ain't been to church in years, mama. But let me tell you, bro, I think a lot of the stuff that comes from we're Mexican. You hear crazy stories. All these stories. I remember there's a couple stories my grandpa told me, and actually one that's crazy that one of my uncles told me. But I got to tell you, one of my grandpa told me was, he remembers when he was younger. There's this tale of these two hunters that went out into the cerro, right? They went hunting and they were coming back. And when you go hunting back at those, you're gone for a couple days. You go out and way out yonder or whatever and do your thing and come back. So these guys were coming back and they're crossing a bridge over a river. And one of the guys thinks he can hear a baby crying. So he's like, what the hell? So he tells his buddy, he's like, yo, I think there's a baby crying. So then they start walking down over the bridge and into by the river, the river bend and stuff. So they start walking, and I guess story goes, legend goes, whatever you want to call it. These guys run into a witch. She's trying to drown a baby, right? And they're from a small town, so they're close to town. They're a few minutes away from town. And so they catch this lady. They went hunting, so they got shotties on them. I guess one of the guy pulls a shotgun. And he's like, what are you doing? And she stops and she's just like, oh, I don't remember what my grandpa told me. Long story short, the guy recognized the baby. It's a small town, where we're from. And so they take the lady and they take the baby. They go and knock on this family's house. And they said it was like dusk. So it's almost, dark, or it is dark or whatever. So they open the door and the dad comes and he goes, are you guys missing anybody? And the guy kind of freaks out. And he goes, why do you ask? And then he sees the lady in the back. And I guess they all knew her, that she was like a witch or something. So then he freaks out and he goes and gets his wife. Wife realizes that the baby's missing. So my grandpa tells me, he's like, well, the hunters just handed the lady off to him. And they're like, do what you got to do. And yeah, they from what he told me,
And have you seen those videos
Crazy.
on TikTok about the witches in Veracruz?
Oh yeah, when they're following him and stuff like that.
Dude. And then one appears on the top of a fucking tree, like all the way on the top.
Bro,
dude, those are creepy as fuck.
You get some crazy ones, dude. My uncle. This is what my uncle lived through, right? So one of my uncles, I guess they went partying. This is when they were super young. So back then, casi no tenían luces. There was no street lights or nothing.
No street lights, dark.
So they went to some barra. They were all, they were done. They were walking back. And back then, you walk home, right? So they're walking back, and I guess they were walking by the fields. And out in the fields, they see a fire, right? So my uncle's like, thought it was weird. It's like 2, 3 in the morning, he said. So him and his brother go check it out. So they go check it out. And over in Mex, well, where we're from, a lot of people have huge properties. They don't build fences. They do build fences, but out of carrizo, which is kind of like bamboo, right? I don't know how you...
Yeah.
Carrizo. And so they have these tall fences, and, they're just a bunch of sticks put together. So my uncle walks up to the thing, and he goes, he could see the fire in the distance. He goes, even with the fence, the fire's still, quarter mile out. You can see it's just barely there. But they see a lady dancing around the fire, right? So my uncle's like, oh, shit. Like, he's thinking it's a witch, And every time she does something, the fire gets big, and she's cackling away. And then out of nowhere, she stops. She looks directly at my uncle. He goes, there's no way she knew I was there. But somehow she stops and she looks. And he goes, and I feel her make eye contact with me. He said, me and my brother bolted. He's like, we were dipping. And the lady's just laughing her ass off, bro. And the fire's just getting huge, huge, huge. And he's like, craziest experience of my life. And this is my uncle telling me my other uncle's story. So he,
Yeah.
But yeah, when he told me that, bro, I just chills, bro. I was like, I must have been like 16, 17 time when I heard this story. I was like, there's no way, but it was my Uncle David, my uncle, and dude, crazy stuff. I was like, dog.
It was probably my own Sunday night. You never know.
No wonder y'all got some badass crops, bro. Yo. This motherfucker don't miss. No, dude, we got some crazy superstitions. I mean, La Llorona, right? That's a big one. Have you heard of La Carreta de la Muerte from our town?
Nah.
Nah?
Yeah.
No? Mi tío me contó la de La Carreta de la Muerte,
El
güey.
perro negro.
It's
I heard
kind
about
of...
it.
The Perro
Perro
Negro is a
Negro.
big one, right? But
Yeah.
La Carreta de la Muerte is like... I guess like a headless horseman tale,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
But he's rolling around
Yeah.
with a dead horse, no head, right? And basically, if you see the Carreta de la Muerte, it's an omen that you're gonna die. You know, and he would tell me the story. He's like, you would see it at night, you know? And as I got older, I was like, this mofo, this fool was out every night, bro. He was out partying and drinking. I was like, he would have ran into that thing. Because he would always tell me, like, don't be out late. O vas a ver la carreta. And I'm like, bruh. This boy just didn't want me outside, bro. But yeah, dude, you get all those tales. The black dogs, I've heard tales of the black dog. That one, those are trippy, bro.
Yeah.
Those are trippy. I remember hearing one story. I don't remember how it went, but basically he was like, I don't know the whole gist of it. I just know the end where this guy's getting attacked by one of the dogs, red eyes or whatever, and at some point he thinks he's gonna die, so he starts praying, and the dog just disappeared, gone. I was like, bruh.
So you know how my dad's a pastor?
Mhm.
So his co-pastor has a brother that's a pastor in what's Chiapas.
Oh, y'all got pastors of pastors?
His brother's a pastor.
Pastor for your pastor?
So and some three brothers, but one of them isn't Christian. He's like satánico, supuestamente.
What?
Yeah. So he went to go visit him at night, and when he opened the door, he said that the whole room was like pitch black. Like I don't know how to describe it, but he said the blackest black that he ever seen, and that black that
BMW paint.
there was just two red eyes. Yeah,
I don't know, man.
I know, it's weird. You know,
There's these things where, like for me, it's so weird because I kind of consider myself an atheist. You know, I'm not a very big believer. You know, but at the same time too, I do believe in shit in crazy stories like this. So then I'm like, well, how can I believe in one and not the other? You know what I mean?
Especially if your name is Jesus.
Hey, bro, your dad ever done any exorcism?
Yeah,
Exorcism?
yeah.
Shut up.
Yeah,
Really?
I was at one.
No,
Seriously. And
swear.
So we're in San Jose. That it was like a bunch of churches will meet up together. So there was a bunch of pastors there, and they were praying, and they were praying for igual to una señora, and her voice was just fucking insane, dude. Just not a voice that like it sounded like a bunch of voices put together. That's what it sounded like.
Mhm.
And they were praying, and they just told everyone, "Hey, just everyone close your eyes. Don't stop praying." And I guess they were asking her what was the demon's name, and the demon was answering. Dude, mind you, I was like 12 years old, so all I remember was me closing my eyes and just being like, "Jesus, I hope the devil doesn't get in me." You know? That's all I was praying for. Jesus, que no me toque.
What do you guys believe in astral projection?
Astral projection,
What's-
honestly, dude.
What's that?
Astral projection
I don't want to sound
is
stupid.
when
you know?
when your soul, I guess,
Yeah.
leaves your body and you can travel to places. And it's such a cool theory to think about, right? It's kind of like lucid dreaming, I've heard,
Yeah.
right? But
You could, if you wander too much, you could get lost.
nah,
There's actually a movie about this.
Insidious, dog.
Yeah, well, I
the
don't-
James Wan movie, bro.
I
That's
don't,
where
I
Jesus
don't
got it
remember.
from.
I don't remember the movie.
No, I've heard of astral projection, but they
Yeah.
really exaggerated it. But astral
yeah.
projection is actually kind of this. Also, it's crazy because gonna throw you back in a tinfoil time, right? But back in the day when the government was doing, they were doing this. This is actually documented CIA shit, right? Back in the day when the government was doing experiments with psychic abilities, part of the thing was being able to astral project, and they would send them to Venus or send them to Mars, and whatever. And so the astral projection was one thing that they did a lot of research on, and there's a lot of papers out there, which obviously I didn't read them. I don't know everything, but they found some evidence that it might be a thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is crazy, but yeah, where you can in a dreaming state leave your body and just wander. You know?
But, there's a risk too there
Kind of like doing ecstasy.
because if you leave, you have a certain time to come back.
Can't say I've done it.
Right.
Can't say I
If
haven't.
not, someone else could take over your body.
That's what I've heard. I mean, I don't know. I've never.
That
I don't
sounds
know,
like
that's what I read.
I
And
don't know if you guys
know,
seen Naruto.
like
There's
the
this one chick
Avatar.
that does that. She goes like this. She takes over your body.
Oh God, I hate.
I guess
you.
if they took over my body, I sure hope they pay my bills too.
They take over your body. Like, why I feel so sluggish? Why do I have a craving for double cheeseburgers? Why is my blood pressure so high?
Sounded like Jesus at Jack in the Box earlier.
Why is my credit card bill so high? Dude, I don't know, man. That stuff's trippy. Like, it's one of those things. There's so many like unexplained things. Like, I don't know, like mediums and psychics. I don't think they're legit. I don't. I personally don't.
I don't know,
Hey,
man.
what do you guys think about the duendes?
Dude,
The
those
stories
are
about-
trippy.
Have you seen
those?
the ones in Brazil?
Is it Brazil?
Yeah, it's Brazil.
The
What-
the
what-
videos?
The ones on TikTok?
Yeah.
Hey, but I was just reading a little story about somebody. I guess that when the guy was maybe 15, 16. I guess he found the duendes and they told him to come play, so he decided to follow them. He went in. He said that he was playing, sharing with them. When he was trying to leave, they wouldn't let him leave, but he was able to escape. When he escaped, it was already 12 years they have passed.
What?
And he was gone only for a couple hours, he says. And
What movie is that?
No, it's just an article, a
That's-
paper that I read. Like, you never know, it's all has to do with third and fourth dimension, and it's a lot.
I kind of believe in that shit, you know,
It's
or like
just,
stories of people losing time.
Yeah,
That
Yeah.
shit's trippy. That shit's real trippy. Like people, you know, there's obviously you've driven and kind of go into autopilot and you just end up at your spot. But
That's
there's
weird,
stories,
dude.
that is
Yeah,
that's
that's happened to me.
bro. I just chalk it up to I spaced out. I'm like, all right,
Me too.
But some of these stories, bro, like have you ever, you know, deep in the bowels of YouTube, you run into random
Yeah.
videos, and I think it was like the most amazing or top 10, whatever, this YouTube channel. And they were talking about the story where this guy, they're driving cross country, you know, and they were on one of the routes, 66, let's say, I don't know what it is. And they end up needing to stop and get some food or whatever. So they pull up and they walk through a door, and it's like they walked into the past, bro. It's like they're back in old Western times. They open the door and like hella people are just staring at them, right? But then they notice that people are like pale and all this other stuff, and they're getting out of there, and like they couldn't leave fast enough or whatever. They finally leave the area, and they lost a couple hours. And they didn't know what the hell happened. They're like, we just drove by.
yeah. There's a place in I think Texas or Arizona where you go and time goes by quick
Mhm.
there, and it's just an old abandoned town like with few people there. It's kind of trippy.
Bro, I don't know, man. There's like the Bermuda Triangle's another one.
Yeah,
Right? Where
about
people,
the plane.
and all that?
yeah, the
Yeah.
planes, like pilots
Yeah,
lose
yeah.
time,
Yeah.
shit like that. You know,
I was watching a movie the other day where there was
Clifford, their big red dog.
there was 4 kids, young, like maybe 17, teenagers when
Fantastic Four?
you like to go and explore stuff, right?
Magic School Bus.
And they went into a cave.
Uh-huh.
They came down in the cave. They went in, and one of the kids pretty much got hurt. He fell. They tried to leave the cave, but they couldn't find a way out. When they went to this area where they could see sunlight, they literally see space moving so quick. Like it was someone come in and out, in and out, in and out, like so fast. When they were finally able to escape, it's been 20 years they were gone. It's
What the
crazy.
hell?
I gotta look up the name for this movie.
You got
But I know it just came off topic. I watched too many of these stuff.
All these Oaxacan sources, you know.
it. I seen a thing where something happened, I don't know what it's called.
But it's a movie. It's really interesting.
Oh man,
I gotta get the name for it.
I gotta tell you, man. There's some random stories out there that you just don't even know what to believe. You know, there's like that one guy that traveled from some country that nobody ever heard of, but he had a legit passport. I don't know if you heard of that
Oh
one.
yeah,
Toured.
the
Tourist
guy
from
that
Toured.
that
And he's like, oh, it's between this and this, and he pointed it on the map, and he had a legit
Oh,
passport,
yeah.
stamped by a bunch of
They were
different places.
questioning him,
Yeah,
it's,
and then they put him up in a hotel room, and he just
talking-
disappeared.
You're talking about Marvel. Nah,
Crazy.
well, they say it's what is it called? No.
Dimension.
You know what? The movie Marvel when it says there's multiple universe, so it's the same thing.
Oh, Doctor Strange.
That's Doctor
No.
Strange. Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, a multiverse.
Yeah, that's Doctor
Yeah.
Strange.
But,
These boys
no.
like, "Ah, wait, what?
No, but that's what they're talking about. Maybe he walked into our.
Well, there's a theory that there's a multiverse, right? And I think
Yeah.
Stephen Hawking has actually spoken on it. Even Einstein, I think they did.
El del carrito.
The what? Yeah, he's gone. Bro. But yeah, no, there's a theory out there that there's a multiverse. I mean, think about it.
yeah.
You know, it kind of makes sense. Like the theory of mirrors, right? Where you're in a parallel dimension to
Yeah.
yours.
Pharaoh,
you know?
that was the name I was looking for.
Yeah, and
Parallel
so
dimension.
the theory of mirrors, where a whole nother world exists on
Yeah.
the other side of the mirror, which is crazy because, you know, that theory is kind of creepy because supposedly that person that you see in the mirror is the evil version of yourself, you know, and that's why there's a lot of superstition behind mirrors, bro.
Mhm.
Mirrors
Yeah.
will always have a crazy superstition, but through multiple cultures, there's crazy theories
Yeah.
on mirrors, and there's creepy pastas written on it where, you know, they were talking about doing experiments, and I heard about one where, you know, you say some sort of thing to yourself in the mirror and keep saying it multiple days, and eventually the other side of the mirror person responds,
Yeah.
you know, and I'm like, bro,
No, yeah.
you don't want to see evil me,
Yeah.
bro.
Or you could say stuff to the mirror with the person in the mirror. They're supposed to be you. Starts moving a whole different way than
Yeah.
you move.
Yep.
Hey, to quote Gio, you don't want to see the hood in me. He said.
Bro, I don't know, man. I there's a lot of, like, I don't know about you guys, but when it comes to stuff like superstitious stuff, I don't really mess with it, bro.
I try to not think
I
about
tried
it
to
too
learn,
much.
learn more about it.
But sometimes then I'm like, I'm not that superstitious, and then I'll hear shit like this, and I'm like, yeah, I'd rather not. Like the
Yeah.
Bloody Mary thing,
Yeah.
you know? No gracias. I'm good. You know?
Did you guys hear about where was it? The school up by the project. No, the project. Highland.
Uh-huh.
Like it was haunted, no?
The bathroom, all the way
The
to
bathroom, right? Yeah.
baseball field. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I went there.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, supposedly.
Because a kid
Yeah.
died there, no? At the baseball field.
Yeah.
Oh, I heard about that
Yeah.
one. I think the
That's
kid
why
had.
they named him. I think
Uh-huh.
after
Yeah.
Mark or something.
Yeah.
He got shot or something.
I don't know. There's always rumors.
He had a heart attack. Or
Yeah,
something.
I remember that.
Yeah.
I remember that story.
Yeah.
Why would the kid be in the bathroom?
I remember that was the cleanest bathroom.
Because nobody ever
For real, everyone was always scared.
You might have that?
You can take some majestic muscles over there.
No, take some haunted massage in there, bro.
Oh,
You
yeah.
try to pop. Dude's like, what did you? Knocking on your thing.
Peace, I'm out.
I'm almost done.
I'm good, dude. Nah, bro. There's just too much. There's a lot of stories out there, man. My sister's told me a couple. She told me a story about the base being haunted where she was at. There's a story that went around one of the bases, and I guess family moved into one of the houses. Neighbors kept missing them for a couple of days, and then eventually they ran into them. And they're like, "Oh yeah, we would we always wave hi to your daughter or whatever." And then the lady goes, "We have two sons."
Oh.
You don't take no breaks on the podcast.
We'll keep it going. But yeah, dude, he's just that story was trippy because they're like, "Yeah, we always wave hi to your daughter." And they're like, "We have two sons, you know."
Oh shit.
Yeah, dude. And I was like, "Bruh." But there's a lot of stories that came out of
Hey,
it.
but you know what's more interesting to me is how is the ocean bigger than land?
What do you mean?
Like how deep is it and how much we haven't even explored?
Oh, bro, That's right there. Do you know that? Have you ever heard the stories or the rumors that we get uh, unidentified flying objects over our bay? Or
Yeah,
the
well,
USOs también over our bay. There's stories about that too.
well, they're saying that. Well, this is a story that I heard a long time ago. That right there by what is the university close here by US
CSMB?
CCMB?
Mhm.
You know the beach right there.
Mhm.
They're saying at that beach that supposedly there's an underground hidden base. Supposedly, I don't know if you noticed, but for a long time that beach was closed.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
nobody could go to that beach.
Well, have you ever taken a walk on the trail? That's a stupid question. You've never taken a walk on those trails.
Before
No,
I
but
went-
they have old closed down bunkers.
Yeah,
You know, because they used to back in the day they would shoot into the ocean.
Yeah.
They would practice shooting into the. That's why you could still find shell casings out in the beach and shit, right? But I wouldn't be surprised if there's something old there, but I don't know if there's any.
I don't know. That's just like
But they
you
have
know,
bunkers everywhere.
Yeah.
Under the dunes, they built them
because
into sand.
those bunkers probably go under.
No.
I don't know.
No.
Like I said, it's just a story I heard.
Sean's got something to say.
So me and Raina used to go like bike riding and trying to be healthy around there, walk around there. She snuck into one of them,
Mhm.
and they do have a little what would
Yeah.
you call it when you lift it up?
Yeah, it's
Little
secure.
Yeah,
manhole?
like a manhole.
Yeah, and she couldn't lift it up though. It was like
His mouth is bolted and
it's bolted and then welded.
yeah,
Well,
Yeah, uh-huh.
yeah. I'm telling you, there's that's what I heard.
man.
I don't know.
Well, that's just because it's an old military base, you know.
I mean, you never know what you know. Like I said, for a long time, nobody could go there,
Mm-hmm.
especially to the beach right there by the university. It was all locked down.
Man, I don't know that this area is. I mean, they got a lot of weird history out here. You know, this area is kind of like Fort Ord itself is creepy as hell at night.
Yeah,
It's creepy
is.
as hell. You know, not in a supernatural way. It's just I'd rather not walk through the area. You know,
anyway, fuck.
Plus-
That's not that. Yeah, walking at night by yourself.
there's hella homeless people out in
Yeah.
that area too. You know, a bunch of stuff going on out there, and yeah, I don't know, man. But the old Fort Ord stuff, you know, the NPS is haunted. The Naval Postgraduate School.
Yeah,
I heard a story of one time they had like some catering event, so they're setting up banquets, are setting up. They roll out the cart with all the tables, with all the plates, right? So they're rolling it out, and the guy goes back to get some other stuff. Comes back, and the plates are gone. What the hell were the plates at?
What?
So he starts looking everywhere. He leaves. He's like, "Hey, did anybody move the plates? I was just gone for a couple of minutes." Well, then they walk back into the banquet room, and you can see the chandeliers, and everything's stacked perfectly on the chandeliers, and they're up there, bro.
What?
Yeah, all the plates were up there, and they couldn't figure out how the hell they got up there, but they got up there.
Really?
This is a story that goes around NPS a lot, and then there's another one where the old elevator there is supposedly haunted, right? And I guess some guy walked into the elevator, and there's some dude there, and he looked like he was wearing an old fashioned like elevator attendant thing, but he didn't chalk anything to it. He's like, it's just maybe it's his job, whatever. So they're having a conversation while they're going up. Simple little, short conversation. Well, the guy gets to his floor. The guy turns to say goodbye. And the guy's gone. Right? He's like, I was having a conversation with this dude, and he's just gone. And that story went around. There's another story, which I was told firsthand, was lady gets to work, and they were going to try to get into their office. Well, the office is closed. And it shouldn't be closed, but it was locked. And so they couldn't get in, but they hear rustling of papers and stuff. What are you guys doing?
What's wrong with that?
No, but we're gonna have to edit that out, bro. How good are you at editing?
That was pretty funny.
Well, my thing's falling off. I'm laughing.
We're gonna change the name to the Pendejos.
Tony being the first one.
Hell no, Jesus is the president.
Our headphones are possessed.
Tony, the CEO.
Oh god. No, but this story is trippy though. Trip out on this though. So they get there, everything's locked. Everybody's like, "What the hell?" You know. So all the people that are showing up to work, they can hear rustling of papers and shit, right?
Mhm.
So the boss finally arrives and he's got the keys and they're like, "It's not supposed to be locked or whatever." So they're like, "I don't know, man." They open the door and the whole place is destroyed, bro. Papers everywhere. Mind you, they're on like the 3rd floor. Yeah, and everything's just everywhere. And they never found the person that supposedly did it. They think it was a ghost because everything literally like the place just got grenaded. They said everywhere. Papers everywhere. It took forever to clean up.
When my dad used to work at the aquarium,
Mhm.
he said there's a kitchen under the sea.
Mhm.
He said like people would never like to go there by themselves
Really?
because you go in the elevator and then there's like a hallway.
Mhm.
So you gotta walk at least like 2-3 minutes to get to the door, like a hallway, long hallway.
Mhm.
And just lights. So once you get there, the lights just start to turn on. He said a lot of cooks when he went there. My dad has like a lot of stuff happen to him, like creepy stuff.
Mhm.
He said the first time he went there, he thought nothing of it. But he said all the other cooks always talk about that there's a little girl running around there. He said the first time he went in by himself, taking all the plates and stuff, he just heard like a little girl running and laughing. And he's just like, he thought nothing of it,
Listen,
And
I don't condone violence against kids. I would have punched that kid, bro.
then
what you doing? Don't you?
and he went backstairs. And he was like, "Hey, someone's oh yeah, everybody talks about it because it happened to everybody that goes there by themselves. It's just creepy as hell. That's why a lot of people do not like to go to the under the ocean. I guess the kitchen under the ocean. They said it's creepy.
Who do they feed on there is what I'm trying to figure out.
No,
They have a kitchen under the
no,
ocean.
it's just the kitchen where they store all the
My tío
containers.
Eduardo's over there whipping it up. He's like, under the sea.
But yeah, that's what. I mean, I never been there myself, but even my uncle that works there, he tells the same story.
Under the sea.
Who's your Uncle Crab?
For real, your dad's SpongeBob, by the way.
But yeah, it's a creepy story.
Dude, I don't know, man.
It's hard, right? Because like, I don't know, like, at what point do you kind of stop believing in that, and then like, it kind of blends into like the Bigfoot thing too. Like, do you guys believe in Bigfoot?
I don't know. I feel like I do.
I'm sitting right next to him.
Like, hello.
No, you said Bigfoot, not big gut way. You heard wrong.
Like, hello. He's right here.
I'm a size 10, bro. Chill.
You know what I mean?
Hey, but there's so many crazy theories about how, Bigfoot was an old prehistoric ape.
Yeah.
Then I've heard recently on what's that stupid ass show, Chasing Bigfoot. They're saying he's an interdimensional being. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers are just running out of ideas, bro.
But what do you guys think about? Do you think the giants used to exist before?
I'm pretty sure there was big people.
What do they call them? Nephilim? The Nephilim?
Yeah.
The Nephilim?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, look at like Shaq,
bro.
You know,
no. When they
like
talk about the Nephilim, bro, they're talking about like 50-foot giants, bro.
They're big,
right?
You mean Attack on Titans?
Like
But
literally this size, like
yeah, they're huge.
compared to them.
But you know what's crazy is there's kind of tales about them in a lot of cultures. For instance, you have it in the Bible, which is the Nephilim, right? You have the trolls or ogres in Norway. Is it Norway?
Yeah.
The Vikings,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
The Greeks, I think, had them too. And then obviously, then you have the giant statues, the statues of giants in Peru and the Incas. I mean, they're like everywhere. The Egyptians too. All this stuff, which is trippy as hell. Because it's like, how are all of these cultures having wild ass imaginations?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that doesn't make any sense. The Egyptians have trippy things.
Well,
All of their
Egyptians have
culture's
the
bugging.
how do you call those? The Anunnakis.
Is it?
I think so.
Yeah, that sounds something out of Naruto, guy.
No. I'm serious. Well, Anunnaki is a whole different thing. It's
They think it's a whole nother
the
race
dimension,
from a
yeah, a
different.
whole.
Yeah.
So, well, the story on it, it says that Anunnakis actually brought us here to Earth to be because what they do, they collect gold.
hmm
So we were supposed to be mining gold for them, and it says that one day they're gonna return for that gold.
I think I heard
But
about this.
but they
Didn't
said
they
that
use the gold for like
yeah, the
powering
power and
something?
everything, yeah, because they left us here on Earth to mine gold for them.
hmm
That was the whole thing, but
They bred us for
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
correct. And I guess we evolved from that.
hmm
And they're saying that one day Anunnakis are gonna come back for what they left us here for. Because I don't know, they say we're not even from Earth, but who knows? There's just so many stories about a lot of stuff.
This sounds like the story to Black Panther 3.
No, it doesn't. You need to rewatch that movie, bro. Oh no, there's not a third
Sounds
one.
like Avengers.
There's only two. Damn. So much for roasting you. Honestly, though, like I was watching a thing on the pyramids, how the way that the pyramids are assembled together, it almost seems like it's like a gigantic generator,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and
Yeah.
and it also kind of it coincides a little bit with Tesla's theory of.
Did you ever watch that
free
video
and wireless electricity?
I think a pyramid actually threw a light out from the
Mm-mm,
pyramid? Never?
mm-mm,
I
never
think it was in Mexico. That literally a pyramid was throwing a beam of light into the sky.
No. Bro.
Yeah. You got if you
Well,
Google it. If you Google it, you'll watch the video and it was maybe for like 40 minutes and the light just disappeared. And they were never ever to find out where the light came from, but it was coming from the pyramids.
I would have ran my ass up there. What's going on up here, bro?
Yeah. It's
No,
it was literally
I forgot to turn off the
a light you could see.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
And they couldn't figure out
Nah,
where it came from or where it come from.
No, I know exactly what that is, bro. That's the Luxor Hotel in Vegas, bro. That's the one.
They're a couple of thousands of miles away from Mexico.
Dude, what's crazy is the Egyptians, the way they built it. I don't know if you've seen it, but based off of certain seasons, they've built like areas where the sun can shine through, and it's so precise the way they've done it. You know, to point out wherever they want the sunlight pointing.
in one direction.
Yeah,
Well,
but it's
that's-
all based off of the seasons,
Yeah.
so they could keep track of their seasons. It's crazy.
Well, that's the thing that they're saying with the ruins in Mexico too. That it's so weird that they're the same thing.
Dude, well,
It looks like it's the same person that.
well, it's
built
not just the
both of
ones
them.
in Mexico. You got the
Or
ones
all
in
of
Mexico.
them. Yeah.
You got the Incas. You got the obviously the Mayans, and then you have the Egyptian ones. And it's crazy because all of these ancient civilizations, right, were so focused on the stars, and mathematically they were fucking insanely accurate,
Yeah.
right? But it's all these ancient civilizations is one, right? And then obviously, you know, I think
Then
the
there's
pyramids
us.
line up close to the equator. Is that it? No,
Mhm.
Yeah. They're
Yeah,
all
they
they're
do.
all close to the equator.
it's crazy.
Yeah.
And
It's weird.
each pyramid is aligned in a form way to where what is the Iranian spell? I think the little
Yeah,
one
they
that's-
have for a cluster star. I was
Yeah.
gonna say that too. They're built almost precisely that
Mhm.
way, which
Yeah.
is crazy. I don't know, man. There's a lot of stuff I feel like we don't understand about these older cultures, you know. But then they get trippy. Like they just found
The-
out that King Tut was so fucking inbred. That boy just, you know what I mean? That's why he died early, bruh. You know, because he was just like so fucking inbred as fuck. That's why his head was out of shape and everything, and he died at like 12.
He was from Alabama.
Dude, they did him dirty, bro. They trying to keep his bloodline pure. They kept that boy dead, bro. It's crazy. But yeah, dude, he was just so inbred. He just got fucked up. He had supposedly from like the DNA test or whatever, they found out that he had tons of hereditary like diseases, you know?
Mhm.
And he's just like got him fucked up.
That boy had no chance.
Yeah, bro. He was mummified before he got mummified, bro.
He was their Stephen Hawking.
Hey, bro, have a little respect for the dead. Nah, just kidding. That's crazy.
But yeah, I think we're gonna wrap it up.
I think we should wrap it up right here. You know, Eladio, thank you for coming on. Eladio is our favorite. Our favorite.
We'll put his
Ninja Turtle. Huh?
we'll put his Instagram down here. So if you guys need any auto work
Yeah.
done,
Local mechanic.
You can hit
in,
him up.
Salinas,
Sounds good.
California.
Oh, you repair? You repair?
If we can.
All right, you guys. Thank you for checking us out. This one is gonna be our second one officially. You know,
Don't forget
they
to,
will get better. You know, we're always gonna wing everything. I think we're gonna just wing.
Yeah, that's
everything.
what we've been doing.
there's no sources here.
there's,
Apparently, I'm like, yo, Jesus, whatever you're gonna talk about, just source it right. He's like, yeah, sure, okay. What'd you
Hey,
research? I
Man,
read a couple of things.
I try to, but it just so much stuff there.
He said, "You see the way my brain works."
I gotta bring a notebook, like, hey, I got this from this.
What is that class for Spanish speakers that are learning English? ELS, ELD.
Oh, ELS.
ELS.
I didn't get out of ELD till sophomore year. I actually graduated from it.
My boy reads articles and he's like, today.
It's ELD, not retard language.
Wow. Hey, we don't use that word around here, you retard. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
Beep it out. Beep it out.
Beep
We
it
love
out.
the Jews.
Eladio, you got anything else to say? We appreciate you coming on, bro.
It was cool.
You were
You know?
a little
Straight
quiet
vibe.
right there in the little corner.
Actually, before we
I'm
go,
still new with this.
yeah. Well, before we go, we plan on bringing a lot of our friends on.
Yeah.
We have a really close group of what, like 10 of the homies, and obviously they got their ladies and stuff. So we plan on bringing them all on. Eventually, we're gonna bring our boy Jufrey. Jufrey's a vibe. We got Saul.
Si lo dejan
Saul.
salir.
Yeah, well, Saul will eventually come on, and the twins, and coworkers, and everybody that we can, we will bring on. We'll try to.
Seriously, dude.
Maybe not that.
But yeah, we'll just keep it going that way. And hopefully these two chimps can figure out the headphone situation. But anyway, thank you guys for checking us out. Please like, comment, subscribe, share. Anything else?
And don't forget to hit the ring button. Right?
Yeah.
The bell.
Ring button, subscribe.
Ring the bell.
The little bell thing right there next to the YouTube thing.
The notification.
Help us run those numbers up.
Yeah, but we're trying to put Jesus through continuation school. So.
That'd be great.
Adult school.
I'll put the link under the bio.
GoFundMe. All right, you guys. Have a good night.
All right,
Good day.
have a
Good afternoon.